action.
This is very much a Breaking Bad movie. It feels a bit like Old Home Week. It feels a bit like deja vu.
Vince runs such an incredible ship. It feels good to be back in his camp.
We've come back together around 5 years after wrapping the last season of Breaking Bad.
It was one of the great conclusions ever to a TV series, and to continue the story was amazing.
Only you can decide what's best for you, Jesse.
I'm sure I should stick around town.
That's a start.
I knew that this story started with where we left off in Breaking Bad, but I had no idea where it was heading.
We were very protective of the script. The actors had to come to us and read the one copy we kept under lock and key.
After reading the script, I get a deeper look at what truly was going on within that concrete hole that the Nazis held Jesse in.
You're given little tidbits that you never knew you missed that sort of alter the end of the show in some way. Good behavior, right?
I think the story of this film is really about the struggle to survive. You know, it follows a man on the run who will truly stop at nothing to finally become free.
You're apexing too early. You're apexing too early.
I'm apexing at the apex, bitch. Don't be telling me how to drive and shit. You couldn't drive a 2-button elevator.
You couldn't drive Miss Daisy.
Whatever that means.
The first day on set was with Skinny Pete and Badger. It was nice to have that trio back together.
Feel like a new man?
Yeah, thanks.
We did our first scene with Aaron, and it was like, oh yeah, this. It wasn't weird. It was just more like immediately we're like, I miss this.
And you take my car.
I don't even like your car. Drives like a dick. We're the paragons of innocence. We're not bad guys. We're just Jesse's friends.
Just might keep you from getting spotted.
Yo, Skinny. Why are you doing all this?
Dude, you're my hero and shit.
Look at that slow, like, push in.
You can feel it.
It's so good, like how close he is.
Obviously, we thought this thing was done, but it still very much lives and breathes in all of us.
It was worth the 21 takes, I'll tell you that.
So much time had passed, but we're all still so close, and so it's just like old friends coming together.
I'm kind of indentured to Vince Gilligan, so I get a note that says you'll be there, and here I am.
They call you up and they say, Vince Gilligan wants to have you in another project. And everybody says, excellent.
I said, cool. They said, but you can't tell anybody about this. People started asking me, hey, what are you doing? I said, I can't tell you, and that's cool.
This is some top secret shit.
I got the script, and I was so thrilled to be able to see the next chapter and what he goes through and how Jane is a part of that for him.
I was sitting next to my wife. I said, hon, you're not going to believe this. Mr. Pinkman lives. And so it was totally thrilling.
It was really good. It was great.
It was like coming home.
It was like going back to your high school reunion if your high school sold meth.
Okay, pictures up, here we go.
The core crew of Breaking Bad, and then Better Call Saul, is also the core crew of this movie. Have a great team. I mean, everybody here, this is the greatest crew ever.
People like to say all the time that they have wonderful crews. This crew really is extraordinary, and it is a family of sorts.
Everybody here is so devoted. They're here because they couldn't not be a part of telling this story. And to see this script come to life, you know, filmed like a real Western was really spectacular.
We get to showcase landscapes like here in the Painted Desert. It's beautiful.
The cinematography has been incredible. There were some moments out in the Painted Desert that just felt classic.
Marshall Adams, our amazing DP, is also a drone pilot, and we've got some shots from, you know, a couple 100 feet up. In the old days, we would have sent a crew over there and had them hike up the mountain.
To have the opportunity to come in and have a 46-day schedule allows Vince to put something on the screen that's going to be more epic than the TV series ever was.
My favorite thing to do in makeup is character work, and that's why I love this movie, because there are so many transitions that Jesse Pinkman goes through, We definitely needed to reference the show for all these flashbacks. So we literally would be at home on a big screen with a camera phone and going back through the episodes and going, stop, 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 and taking screenshots.
We tried to remain true and authentic to what the Breaking Bad characters originally wore. And those clothes don't exist anymore, so we got to rebuild them.
This particular shirt here is a shirt that Jesse Pinkman wears in the actual series that no longer exists in stores. So it consists of 3 different shirts that we pieced together, 1 sleeve, 1 shirt, 1 collar.
It's kind of nice to actually have a sense of the characters, as opposed to most films where you come in blind.
My stuff's gonna fit you like a T, yo. Not like if you had to borrow it from Sasquatch over here.
Can't help it that I'm sized for love.
When Jesse comes out of captivity, he goes by Skinny Pete's house, and Skinny Pete sets him up with clothes. So they have to change him so he can be incognito. So we don't really get a sense of his own look for most of the film.
Maybe don't, like, shave and whatnot, you know? Be less recognizable.
For this particular film, we are jumping all over the place, and therefore we have a bunch of wigs in all different lengths.
You know, it takes a village.
We have him everywhere. We have him hit with a fire hose. We have him in a shower. And he actually like took his hands and went like he's washing his hair. I'm like, ah! It withstood it, but like you're like this, like.
What are you better at, going forwards or backwards? Okay, well, let's both go sideways for a while.
I haven't played a Jesse and Todd scene in years. We definitely get a deeper look inside of Todd's mind.
First and foremost, I was very happy to finally know what kind of music Todd listens to, which is like 70s yacht rock.
Would you like someone new to talk to? Oh, yeah.
I was worried beforehand as to whether or not he was still in there or I could remember what I did 6 years ago. Seeing the shape Jesse is in definitely jogged my memory.
The way he plays Todd is not menacing. You know, when he does certain looks, it sends chills down my spine, but he's smiling at me.
I think Jesse's part his pet, and he thinks that what he's doing is best for him, even if Jesse doesn't realize it. He's just missing certain common human emotions. How you like my place?
Yeah, it's nice. Kinda pastel.
We are on the set of Todd Alquist's apartment, and I love this. This tickles me. It's a 3rd floor apartment in real life, and so they built the whole set on this riser that takes it 4 feet off the ground.
Todd's a really interesting character. Outwardly, he's very polite, he's considerate, and he genuinely feels bad when he kills or hurts someone or something.
Where are we gonna take her? Someplace pretty. She deserves that.
When you first walk into his home, it is very sunny. It's very Pa's Easter egg palette. But then he has this whole other dark side that can flip very quickly. And that's where we end up in his bedroom. You come across the darker side of him. The scorpion chair was something that Vince had brought to the table. And then the snow globes were really about his personality.
I mean, it's hard to pick a favorite, you know? So the baby's eating a snake?
Yeah, oh yeah.
As you can see, he's got some interesting taste.
They are kind of cheerful, and they're this sort of happy souvenir that you give as gifts. But upon closer inspection, you see that they're slightly off, slightly twisted.
I mean, I love this one. Is there something, so it's not just cute, is there something off-putting?
Vince's note was to add something even weirder to it, like, you know, some random little fishbowl.
It's not at all what I envisioned, but Todd with money, that's what you get.
Yeah, no crazy in this house. Perfectly normal.
Hey, Jesse, Aaron rather, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing that. Tap your hand on that wall and shine your light. We are finishing up the big search as Jesse has spent 16, 18 hours straight tearing this place apart, looking for the money. We're in between takes on this crazy shot, looking straight down from the rafters. You can see the camera way up there, 40, 45 feet up.
It was Judy's idea to build Todd's apartment the exact same size as the frame of the camera. Just watching Jesse desperately searching for this money. It's beautiful.
You can see from here already how we're going to shoot the stage. And if we go all the way up, we'll be able to see it completely. When I first read the script, I saw his character searching throughout the apartment as a mouse within a maze. And I thought how cool it would be to then pull up to see the maze, to really show that he had searched everywhere.
You have 90 minutes it takes, and the whole thing will get boiled down into you searching for maybe 15, 20 seconds of screen time.
The greatest 15 to 20 seconds of screen time ever.
Yeah!
The compound lab that we had to recreate, we couldn't go back to the original place because it was completely leveled. So we had to just basically use the drawings, the screen grabs, and whatever information we can cobble together to recreate it.
It's a lot of the original equipment from Breaking Bad. As a matter of fact, Walter White's bloody handprint is still on one of the cooking vessels. Technically, it's not supposed to be there because this is before all those events happened, but I didn't have the heart to clean it off. That's a little Easter egg if you could spot it in the finished footage.
Part of it felt like you never left. You know, this set is exactly what it was when we were here 6 years ago.
Kenny, if he breaks his leg, he's not going to be able to cook.
In the fucking HR department? Jesus, Todd, relax.
Tell you what, everybody freeze. Let's have focus on Scott.
I was a Breaking Bad fan, so much so that the first 3 days of my honeymoon with my wife, we actually stayed in the hotel room watching season 3. Of course, being a fan of the show, leading up to this production, you realize these characters are operating from moment to moment to fulfill their needs. And whether they're portraying a value or not isn't necessarily the compass they're using. And Vince's ability to just continually escalate the world, he gives you so much that you just hope to keep the ball in the air for him.
You ready?
Yeah.
I love Kristen Ritter so much. You know, I haven't played a Jesse and Jane scene in 10 years because, you know, Jane met her demise in season 2.
I love the relationship between Jane and Jesse, and I love that we get to see a scene and see a side that we didn't see in series.
It's not every day that a show that is that huge and successful
gets to like come back and take a little victory lap.
This is definitely a film for the fans and for everybody. This for everybody, except kids.
Don't bring your kids. It's been surreal and a lot of fun to go back in time like this.
I think all of our fans will just be so thrilled to see this next chapter. But I think it really gives some closure for this character.